Oh, you're a gambler.
You know, I dabble. Everyone else is wrong and they're always right.
You're either going to make a lot of money or you're going to get fired. It's one or the other and you don't have control.
I am the guy in my family. So everyone's problems immediately became my problem.
I don't know how to start this one. From one gambler to another, thank you for joining me. When you came to the PC, I believe I was there before you.
Yes, you were, for sure.
Were you there 2019 or 2020?
I got there 2020, January of 2020,
So like right before COVID.
right before COVID.
Because I remember NXT going and doing circus, and then you guys came and did, and
Wrestling.
they just snatched you.
Essentially, yes. I was at the tail end of my circus career, and I was like, oh, I need to do something else because I'm so stagnant. I reached the mountaintop in the circus, and when my coach told us that we were going to do an exchange with WWE, I said, all right, this is my exit strategy. And so I went into that exchange like, I'm going to try to get a job.
Was it with Kenyon?
Canyon was here, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
My contact was Matt Bloom.
Matt Bloom was your contact.
Yeah, I went to him while they were at Cirque du Soleil. And I said, hey, how does one get involved? And he said, well, we have a tryout next week. Get it cleared with your people and I'll invite you. I never got it cleared. I just texted him a few days ago. I'm like, yeah, it's all good. Mm-hmm. And they invited me back to Orlando.
What was the tryout like for you?
So I grew up for a short period in my childhood watching wrestling. And then I started circus, and then my coach didn't allow me to watch it, so I stopped. I didn't know anything about wrestling I started from like 2003, and I stopped 2006 or 7. So when they invited me to the tryout, I started looking up YouTube videos of like what to expect from a WWE tryout. What do I need to do? What do I need to say? And like saw Kevin Owens promo. So I was very emotional and talking about my uncle being shot and killed in my bedroom. And I just said, let me just do lots of flips. And that was legit the reason they hired me. 2 things they said: we're gonna hire you because you are a stud athlete and we love your story. They got the stud athlete part right, but they never used my story.
Right. And things change.
Yeah.
They see something and then they forget the other thing.
Yeah.
Because it depends on who sees you, at what time. It depends on what someone's first impression is.
Of course.
And if that's enough, then that could be enough to get you everywhere or nowhere. And you were there at a time where, Hunter was more in charge then.
Yeah.
And then Vince is still around. So there's still that, you could still be one or the other, as opposed to like now where it's very like, you've just got to be this.
Yeah, I don't know what's it like now. It's very strange.
Let's not worry about it. It's not our problem.
No.
Coming into the PC, getting into classes, talk me through that.
Take it back before I got to the PC. So when I did the tryout, they told me they wanted to hire me. I had a year left on my Cirque du Soleil contract.
Okay.
And so I said, they want to hire me, so I need to get better. So I went to like 4 or 5 different cities where Cirque du Soleil were performing, and I looked up wrestling schools. So I looked up Johnny Rod's in New York, Slick Wagner Brown, Test of Strength in Connecticut. I went to Montreal for Torture Chamber, and I trained in Calgary with some affiliates with the Heart people. They're not super affiliated, but they use their branding.
Yeah.
And then Coach Aiden Pringle in Vancouver. So I accumulated like a year worth of independent training. And when I got there, I still felt like I didn't know anything.
Okay.
And it was cool. I was ready to learn. I was excited. I was super motivated, but it was a lot. First weekend, they said, all right, you have a match. I'm like, what? I don't even know anything. I didn't even have gear, or I just had some circus tights.
Was this in...
It's a PC Live.
It was a PC Live?
Yeah, PC Live.
Okay.
And the first match I had was
Muhammad? Yeah, best car dealer.
Yeah. He's my boy. He's my boy. But I had him, and he was just as new as I was.
He's as green today as he was. He was there for so long.
Yeah.
And he was just rough around. He was so rough.
I'm like, I don't know how to do this. And he didn't know how to do this. I just was flipping and blew myself up trying to do 3 drop kicks, and it was not great.
Well, at least in ring, were they like, damn, this guy knows what he's doing already? Because you'd gone and done that training? Because there were people like that. I remember Odyssey coming in and bumping for the first time, and they were like, have you done any training? He's like, no.
I only impressed during the warm-ups, during the rolls. When the rolls stopped and we had to work, I was just as green as everyone else.
Because there is a crossover.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, they only knew because typical WWE fashion, they said they wanted to hire me, then they went cold. And when they went cold, I made a video montage of the training I've had done in all of the schools. And it was a lot of flips, a lot of cool videos and whatnot. And I sent it to Matt Bloom. And then legit, 10 minutes later, Kenyon Seaman sends me a contract.
Okay.
So they knew then, but when I got there, it was like I was a nobody.
Just part of the 100.
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. How did you find the PC first coming in? Just not just wrestling, but the vibe and expectations.
There's a lot of egos.
Yeah.
And I wasn't used to it. Like I played sports, but then, and you know, sport athletes, they have an ego themselves. But I had went through that journey of playing sports in high school, a little bit of like college or whatever. But I was in the circus, and I have traveled the circus, and I went through that phase of being super cocky and better and wanting to be better than everyone. Then I was in the circus for my entire life, and that taught me how to be just a decent person. So coming back to the PC, it was it was the wild, wild west. No one was there really to help you.
No.
No one was really there to give you any like real advice. It was shut the F up because I need to figure out this for myself.
The problem is, because you were so green at that time, that was a better time to be there.
Oh, 100%.
Because open ring, 2019, 2020, at least you had the athletes who have probably been in the PC for 5+ years.
Yeah.
But then you've got a whole bunch of pro wrestlers who are there to at least, just even if it's just to blow themselves up or do some whatever, you can at least get in there with people that have been wrestling for a long time and learn from them. Whereas then, you know, post-COVID, and you know the PC's changed. Now, when I was there through my Chase U stuff, I wasn't going to open ring because I was like, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
If I'm going in to not roll around and blow myself up. I'm going in to like teach them to not hurt me.
For sure.
It was a different experience post-COVID. So
I am very happy that I got there before COVID.
yeah.
And like you said, open ring was great. It was some great people. Don't get me wrong. It was just a few in the bunch. So Joaquin Wild was the first guy to legit take me under his wing. Chris Hero, he messaged me when I got signed. Don't know how he knew, but he messaged me and gave me some words of encouragement then. So he was always great with me. Matt and Jeff 2.0. I remember getting into the ring with him for the first time. Well, Jeff for the first time. And he said, give me 3 moves. And I said, a drop kick, something and something. And he said, cool, let's do this match. And we went through a match on the fly. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? He's just like moving me into position and doing I'm like, this is great. So there were some great people there. You just had to know how to maneuver your way through and find those people that you want to attach yourself to.
Yeah.
And the guys that I attached myself to had zero ego.
They're the good brothers.
Yeah.
And then they're normally the ones that will get taken advantage of or
Very
not
much
make
so.
it as far. And I mean, that's the business. It's crazy. Yeah. All right. So you weren't on NXT.
Never.
You went straight up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Talk me through it.
So weird. So pandemic happens. I'm there from January, and then March, pandemic. Legit the day after my birthday. March 14th, ESPN, NBA is canceling everything. Then NHL, and the next thing you know, we also were not training. Mm-hmm. Right before we stopped training, Ace Steele told me, you're not going to get better by doing the 4 or 5 days here at the PC. You're like 10, 15 years behind everyone else. And so I'm like, cool. And then the pandemic happened. I'm like, damn, I really need to learn. So I messaged Joaquin, and we found a gym that was open during the pandemic. So him, myself, Ricochet, Swan, Moose, and a few others. Ricochet came through, and we would just train. I was training throughout the entire pandemic, just working with these guys. Everyone else in my class, it was vacation. We got here, we're still getting paid. We're essential workers. We just partying. I didn't drink, I didn't smoke. I want to train. I just want to be better. Right before we opened back up, I didn't know we were opening back up, but I messaged Ace Steele. I said, hey, because he was one of the coaches that got released. I said, can you train me privately and I'll pay you? And he trained me a couple of classes and whatnot. Next thing you know, PC opens back up, and I had a PC live match, and I was looking better with my body. I had gear, and I would impress them people. And Bloom said, "Dude, you're so much better than what did you do?" I just wanted to get better, just generic whatever. So that opportunity led to me getting an opportunity to go to SmackDown, the Thunderdome.
Okay.
And just the luck of the draw. I guess I impressed them enough in the ring. They needed an extra talent. Bloom thought I deserved it. Sit me there, bring a suit. All right, cool. And I went to the SmackDown, and legit, I thought I was going to be there for a one-off. I was a sommelier. I didn't have any lines. I just had a nice suit. Delivered this contract for Carmella to Sasha, and Sasha whooped my ass. She didn't smacked me, hit me with the contract, hit me on the table, hit the bank statement, put me in a submission, and all of these different things. I'm like, sweet, that was a good first impression on the main roster. The next thing you know, they called me back. And every time they called me back, I said, I'm just going to do something a little bit different. Let's bring a different suit this time. It had a little bit of verbiage. It was a little bit of verbiage. I said, I speak French. I can maybe add to this sommelier character. Then I spoke French, and then something happened. People were advocating for me. I don't know what it was, but Vince saw something. Don't know what he saw, but he saw something. And next thing you know, John Laurinaitis was like, "Hey, Reg, you're gonna be on main roster." Gave me that contract, and I remember I just couldn't contain myself.
Because I was there 2019. You come in 2020. And the place is Wild West, and things are constantly changing, and people are coming and going, whether it's firing or call-ups or whatever. You're one of those people where it's like, just meet you, see what you can do, and then gone. I was like, what? He's gone already? It was one of those things where it is just sometimes in that place, it is right place, right time.
Very much so.
And it can change your life. Highlight from your time up there.
It was my first time performing in front of a crowd.
At all, that size, I assume.
That all in wrestling, because I didn't do anything in NXT.
What were the crowd sizes for Circus?
1,000 max.
Okay.
So some nights 400, 500. They were decent size. We had a big crowd. And I did halftime shows, and I performed for NBA crowds or NFL stadiums and things like that. But this was different. Those guys weren't there for me. They were there for the basketball and football. I was just an addition. SmackDown and Raw, I was the attraction.
Eyes are on you.
Yep, and it was cool. And I was on the screen. We were virtual fans for the beginning of my career. And then the world opened back up, and right before we were going back on the road, I got my main roster contract, and then I was told that I'm winning the 24/7 title, the very first night, and it was in my home state. So that probably was the moment, because I never experienced an actual crowd and the ups and downs, they love you, they hate you, they love you, they hate you, like all in one segment, which was cool. Which was very, very cool. So it was that moment. And I had a lot of crazy, great experiences while on the main roster. But if I had to pick one, it would be that one, because it was the debut, I guess.
When did you get the contract, the main roster contract?
It had to be, I got there in January, COVID March, opened back up the PC, I think, August-ish. I get called to the main roster September-ish. And next thing you know, I think by the end of that year.
So you were NXT you still NXT contract for a bit while up there.
I was NXT contract maybe for a month. up there.
Okay.
So
Before
maybe
this
a
was
month
your-
and a half in, I was main roster.
Okay.
So it was very quick.
Like September-ish.
Yep, it was around
September,
that time.
October-ish
Yep,
of 2020.
yep.
And then how long were you up there?
So two years.
Okay.
Whenever that switch happened between Vince and Triple H, that's when I came back to NXT.
What was that conversation?
It wasn't. It was just, I tried to have a conversation with someone. Had a conversation with him trying to rewrite myself because we knew that the 24/7 stuff was going down the drain.
It had come and gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have this idea, this character with the mask and this and that. Rey Mysterio's on board and it'd be super cool. And then he said, all right, like he's looking at me as I'm talking to him, but he's not listening. And so I left the conversation, left the room thinking like, that was a waste. That didn't get anything or anywhere. And then I get a message from John Cone saying, hey, Reg, we're thinking about sending you back to NXT. How do you feel about that? I said, cool. And that was it. Like I wasn't gonna say, nah,
Yeah.
I would have got fired.
Right.
So
And you were still in a very fortunate position to be in
Very
NXT
fortunate.
on main roster contract.
Very fortunate.
I mean,
and they said I was gonna keep I'm like, cool, I ain't gotta travel or whatever. Like totally fine.
you're saving a lot more money on travel and hotels and whatever
Saved
else.
a lot more money, I think. But then other things happened. But yeah, saved a lot more money.
We don't need to talk about poker and craps.
No, but it was cool. I had learned how to, like I knew how to be in front of a crowd. That was from circus days.
Yeah.
Did I know how to work? Absolutely not. I was a gimmick wrestler. All my segments were backstage or in parking lots, and occasional had the gimmick match where psychology really didn't matter. But did I learn? Did I understand it? Absolutely. I stayed in Gorilla and I watched Vince, I watched producers, I watched people call their matches, and I learned what the higher ups wanted. I was just never able to apply it. And so when I got back to NXT, I guess they assumed that I was just gonna have it, but I was never in a position to actually implement those tools. But then slowly but surely, it started to click. But then it was too late.
Talking about putting it all together and understanding ABC, inexperience, which I don't mind saying that's where you were. I remember we had a coconut match where it was me, Riley, and Thea, I believe. Because I know Chase had another match that night. So I know that it was me, Riley, and Thea. And I know that it was against you, Jada, and then one of the boys.
Yeah.
I can't remember who. I'd have to watch it. I don't think it was an 8-man. I'm pretty sure
It probably
was
was Bronco.
Okay. Maybe Lucian was hurt at the time. That could make sense. And I remember the PC is a very interesting place for everyone in their own way. But for me, as someone who had wrestled for so long, to then come in and be told like you're trash, not in those words, but in the way that they look at you or treat you, you know what I mean? Like that they have their ways, and it can make you question yourself, which I'm sure you questioned yourself in a different way. Like, why am I here if I blah, blah, blah. I'm questioning myself. Why am I here if I've been doing it so long and I can't put it together, blah, blah. And you have to remind yourself like, no way, I do know what I'm doing. It's trying to fit into their system or what they want or what this specific person wants on this specific day, like, because it's always changing. And this 6-man we had was one of those matches where it was like, oh no, I do know what I'm doing. Because I remember having to deal with, it was like I was babysitting everyone in trying to get, like, don't worry, Thea, you'll be okay. Don't worry, like, Sid, we'll get your stuff in. You know, I was trying to make sure everyone was happy, and but primarily I'm trying to tell a story and make sure that there's a lot of moving parts in a 6-person tag with men and women. And I go like, oh no, I do know what I'm doing, because I know that we pulled that match off, right? Everyone played their part and we pulled it off. And I remember, this is my experience from that, was you were stressed at the time. So you've done main roster, you've come back to NXT, they've put you with this group, and I could feel, and please tell me your opinion on this, but I felt you were very stressed and trying to show your worth, prove your worth, show that you could impress in whatever way that was to you. And I think you were trying to impress Bloom with not getting your stuff in, but trying to show that you know what you're doing. Do you remember that at all or no?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not going to say that it's false, but I am going to say that I have been very good at knowing when to shut the hell up and take the back seat. I know for a fact that if I'm ever in the ring with you or anyone with as much experience as you have, I'm not going to come in regardless of where I've been on the main roster and act like I know more than you.
Sure.
But I can't see me being stressed and like not knowing what the am I supposed to do to impress this guy who I don't know how to impress.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what I need to do to show him that I need reps, but I know what I'm doing more than what I did when I first got here, but I still am green as hell. Mm-hmm. So I think there is a lot of truth to what you just said, but no but. End of statement.
Sure. Was there ever a point, and I could be wrong in saying this just could be my experience, because again, everyone has a different experience going through the PC. Was there ever a point where you went, oh, I can't please this person?
There was a lot of people that I felt that about.
Yeah.
And
was he one of them?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing to say.
No, he was one of, I'm just going to say it. He was one. Katz was one.
Oh.
Yeah. There was a lot of push back with Katz, like before I got called up to the main roster. And then there was a lot of, I'm going to use this term because it was used on me when I first got there, brown nosing. When I got there, because I was still in his promo class and I didn't send a promo, but that week I did a promo on SmackDown. So I sent the YouTube clip of that promo.
Good.
And it was like, great, thank you.
Yeah.
And you couldn't really critique it because it has millions of views and no one said anything bad about it on the main roster. And that was the first moment I realized a very important lesson in this business, that it's about different levels and people will kiss your ass according to where you are on those levels. Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember very clearly, it sticks in my head, and I have the email of him shitting on a gimmick that I was trying and then CC and Bloom on the email and saying, we need to switch this is not good, this can't work, blah, 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 blah. And then get to the main roster, win the title, or don't let anyone tell you can't win a championship. And it was just like the switch up was, I'm like, this business is so freaking insane.
My favorite coach told me, if you try to make sense of everything in this place, you'll go crazy. Couldn't agree more. And I think there are so many examples that we all experience in our own way where you realize while everything matters, nothing matters.
Yeah.
Because it's an opinionated business, it's fake. If someone says, you're the man, then you're the man. And if next week you're not the man anymore, guess what? You're not the man anymore.
Yeah.
It can change as quickly as that because it's an opinion. It's not based on he can kick the football the furthest or he can get as many hoops in the, like it's there's not a real like parameter
no, 100%.
to go off. And so it can change real quick. And I think, and tell me what you think, athletes will have a much harder time understanding that. And I think that's because a lot of the time when they're sold on the product, because they are sold to come in for a relatively cheap price on the chance of, getting over the rainbow and making all this money. And then the athletes that start rocking and rolling, I deserve this. Yep. I'm the man. And then as soon as someone goes like, hold on, you're not the man, like, and they pull the rug out, they go, what the hell happened? Like, I thought I was the man, like I was doing this and this. Guess what? Anyone can do that. Anyone can, like, they can put anyone in that spot. Do you not understand that? No. Okay. And it's not fun in watching someone crumble, but like it's always interesting watching people figure it out or have those realizations.
So that is spot on. I look at it that way, but there's also another side to it. And I've been 7 years in this business now, so I think, and
still young, but a hell of a 7 years.
A hell of a 7 years. And this past few years have been on the indies. If this was reversed, I don't know. Don't know. But I was actually going to go to the indies before I got signed. I was going to quit circus and do it. But I look at it like this, and I can talk about this because I'm in between. I'm not the college or like professional athlete, and I'm not the guy that trained his entire life to be a wrestler. I'm in the middle. I'm an athlete because I was in the circus and all of these different things, and I trained almost 17, 20 years for the circus, and those skills almost like overlap. A lot of the athletes that come here, they come with that mentality of I'm the man, I'm this, I'm that, but they had to not succeed somewhere. And this was a backup.
Yep.
For me, I left at my peak and I said, I'm gonna do this. And I bet on this. So it wasn't like I wasn't good enough in the circus. I just went back to the circus because they still want me. I still get contract offers. And then you have these guys, like you said, they don't understand why they aren't the man when that rug is pulled from under them, and it's blame everyone else for why I'm not succeeding. This and that, this and that. And then you have the worker that is envious of that athlete that comes and gets pushed right away because they've been working not only 4 or 5 years at the PC, but 15 years before that to even get to the PC. And so then those people, some, not all, they build up this animosity, hate towards the athlete. So that's an ongoing battle sometimes between the athlete and the worker. And you see it today with outsiders and whatever, and it sucks, but that's for sure the nature of the beast. And I don't know which one is right and which one is wrong, because I think you need both to make what we do special and unique. I just wish more athletes, and I consider myself an athlete opposed to a worker that's been doing it for a long time before. I wish they had more respect for the guys that put in the work. I know I came in with a sense of respect early on because who I hung around with. Apollos, Tozawas, Ricochets, Joaquim. For me, it would be disrespectful if I went to them and said, why am I not on TV? I deserve to be on TV when these guys have done so much more than I am, so much better than I am, and aren't on TV.
They just don't understand it.
100%.
Yeah.
So I would never do that out of respect to my really good friends. And
it's like, we're older now.
Yeah.
If you saw a 21-year-old saying something stupid, you go, hey, he's just a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, he's not a kid, but he's young and dumb, and like he just doesn't know any better. And he can look at us and go, well, you're old and you suck. And it's like, well, you just wait. Just wait. You'll be there. Like,
oh, the tables will turn.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I try to have that understanding of they just don't know. I don't have to be angry at it.
Of course.
I just have to go like, they don't understand. There's a way to still connect with these people.
Very much
just
so.
a different way.
Very much so. But it's hard with the young ones because everything needs to be catered to them, and everyone else is wrong and they're always right. Yeah.
There's a friend of yours. I won't name who it is because I choose to believe that they've learnt and wouldn't be like this anymore. But he was an athlete who had come into the PC and had a problem with me having a problem with things because how dare I? Because who am I? Who am I? He was like, next year, like in 12 months, things are going to be very different. And I said, yeah, you'll either be on 350K or you'll be fired. It's one or the other. But they have this perception of like, no, things are just going to keep going, boom, 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 boom. You don't understand. It's very like, the same person can go down this road or this road without changing a damn thing. It's not up to you.
Not at all.
Work your ass off and try to earn the spot and whatever. But sometimes it still doesn't matter. You're either going to make a lot of money or you're going to get fired. It's one or the other, and you don't have control over it.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that. And again, that would hopefully come in time. Biggest regret?
My biggest regret would be not to pursue other endeavors during my time there. I had this, and this is the first time I received a contract that was like this big. And so when I sent it to my lawyer, he said, dude, they completely own you. They own everything. Like, you can't shit without them taking a
Yeah.
piece of it. And for the longest time, there was a big security blanket of, I don't have to worry about anything, have money coming in. I'm not going to even think about doing anything else because I don't want them to own anything that I create. And I am an artist. I am a creator.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew for a fact that if I would have finished my comic book while in contracted with WWE and created the mass character that I am doing now, they would have owned it and I would have been left on the indies still trying to figure out Sidney Akeem.
Yeah.
My autobiography, my biopic, all of these different things, I had to stop. And I had a conversation with them that told me they told me, oh, let's not do that right now because your story is still untold. It's unfinished. It's so much more to your story. 3 books that I started, almost completed, but I was either told to stop or I had to know about in my head to be like, let's not do that because you're not going to own any of that when you exit the company.
Yep.
But now I should have completed all of those projects and just put them aside.
In private.
In private.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hindsight is 2020.
Always.
Yeah.
So those projects now?
I am doing that Soleil character. It's doing very well. Lots of buzz. It's on Ring of Honor. Tony really likes it. So hopefully that materializes into something.
So it's going down, trying to get it going in wrestling.
Yeah.
And then having that as a way to promote.
The comic book and everything with my story
Very
because
smart.
it's all connected. I have a buddy. We got a grant a while ago to do the script for my movie. He came to St. Louis, filmed me, filmed my neighborhood, interviewed people. So he's in that process. So that's ongoing right now. Motivational speaking as well. This is what I was trying to push in NXT to be a figure for so many people because they hired me for my story, and my story is inspirational. And I went to boys and girls clubs. I spoke around, built reels, created a website, and I'm like, let me partner with NXT, WWE community, and do this for the community. But I wasn't the person they wanted to do it with, and so they stopped it. And so now I'm getting paid to speak around the world. I'm actually rebranding my speaking right now, so it's pretty exciting. Some exciting stuff to come.
You didn't mention poker movie. I'm offended.
Yeah, I mean that we need another.
We got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But I think we have something.
We most definitely have something.
Yeah. Every time I go to the movies and I see a bad movie and I go, what was the budget for this? And I look it up and I'm like, oh, we can do better than that. Give us that budget and we'll smoke it. So I have faith that if we can get funding for what we're doing, we have something pretty fun and special. Anything else in the future for you? Besides wrestling, comics, movies. I mean, that's a lot, but
Yeah, I think it's that.
Okay.
Wrestling, comics, movies, and I want to continue to wrestle. I think I'm still young, and do believe I'm understanding it more now, and which is great. And I think the indies helped, and you and a lot of people that gone that journey always say that you learn a lot more and a lot more freedom on the indies. A lot less money, but a lot more freedom.
yeah, there's always
Yeah.
this. Yeah. I always enjoy talking about financials with people, so we don't have to go into anything you don't want to. And what is your experience with money from upbringing, but also in WWE where you went from this to this,
Yeah.
and now to indies where that is a dramatic change. What is your experience with it? How do you find dealing with money, et cetera, et cetera?
I come from nothing at all. And so when I make good money from Cirque du Soleil, but you still live paycheck to paycheck.
Sure.
I save a lot more. I managed to buy a home with my Cirque du Soleil money, which was great, which turned into an investment property.
Okay, yeah, good.
But then got here, equal almost a little bit more pay with NXT, and then main roster. I never in my life thought I'll see this much money. I used to have conversations with my buddies in Cirque du Soleil about yo, and if we can get these many properties and then we can do this, and we can buy a land and then we can have like a Target or a Walmart built on our land and we lease that for like $10,000 a month, we could probably make like $150,000 a year passive income. And we was like thinking about $100K and $200K as like the end goal. And now I get to WWE and I'm making well in the six figures. I didn't know what to do.
Granted, when you're having those conversations, because my understanding is that the $100,000 that we think of is $350 now.
Yeah.
Like to have the life that people used to have with $100K is it now takes $350.
Yeah.
So you did get to that level.
Yeah.
What did you do when you got that money?
I am the guy in my family. So everyone's problems immediately became my problems.
Okay.
And they were always my problems. But now I just had a lot more money to solve the problem.
Sure. Was it self-inflicted or you just felt the need to take on the responsibility?
It was the need. I'm one of 8. I don't have, even when I left to go to college in Montreal to go to Canada, that was a big thing for my family.
Okay.
Even when I was traveling with Cirque du Soleil, a huge thing. So I was taking care of them then, but it was very known what I was doing. I'm on TV now, so people's perception of me is completely different. Like I go home and a guy looks at me from my childhood. He's like, "Where's your security? What kind of car you drive?" All of these different, weird questions. And so, I mean, I have friends where my friend just messaged. He's like, "Bro, you gave me like 15 grand to get his business up and going, just like at random times or whatever." And it was like things like that, very given. I like you can't die with it, and I wasn't really smart with it. I got my home.
Yeah, that's good.
I got my home, and has a lot of equity. I profited my other property, so I made some good investments. Did I save any? A lot of it went towards the house. A lot of it could have been gambled. But
oh, you're a gambler.
You know, I dabble. I dabble. The movie's coming out pretty soon. It's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah. But yeah,
I understand the gambling thing, yes.
Yeah, I didn't, like, it comes and it goes.
A big lesson, I'm sure.
Very much so.
And probably one that was too quick to be able to learn on the fly, I guess, because it was all just...
Yeah.
Your experience in wrestling has been...
Very insane.
I can't imagine. And I guess being around it for a long time, I do have those thoughts of like, oh man, if I had this or I had this, I would do this or this or this. And you don't know until you're in that situation.
For sure. And it's weird because you know there's an end goal. You know it can come to an end, but you stupidly don't think that it's going to come anytime soon.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, I have a 3-year contract. In my mind, I'm like, I'm doing so well right now. It's like the thing you said, you can be at the very top. I'm like, I'm doing so good. I got the highest views. I'm doing this. I have t-shirts. I have action figures. I'm in video games. I'm like, I didn't even freaking know how to call a match, but I have all of this stuff. And then Drew Gulak told me the biggest piece of advice. He said, you're enjoying this right now. And like, you enjoy the highs. As much as you enjoy the highs, you have to understand that the lows will come. And you have to be okay with those as well. Because that roller coaster is going to go up, then it's going to come down. And I'm like, I appreciate that, bro. He leaves. I'm like, shit, I'm going to be good anyway. I got video games or whatever. And then that thing started to drop. I'm like, all right, please, can we just even out now?
Yeah.
Okay, we go, nope.
Yep.
Nope. Then next thing you know, it's scripts, crappy mask on TV.
It's like you're a stock.
Yeah.
And you've got all your money in it, but you don't know.
I don't know
where it's going, and you're just like, please go up, and it's out of your control sometimes.
Out of your control.
So speaking of, what was your firing like? What was the conversation? How did you handle it? What was your immediate reaction?
I actually didn't get fired. I just let my contract expire.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I was I was fortunate, and I guess it's because like I'm not a douchebag. Like I treat everyone with the same amount of respect. Yeah. I don't care if you were Vince or you were the catering and whatnot. I said hello to everyone. I hugged, shook hands with everyone. I didn't care where you were on the card. I was just gonna be a decent person. That's the culture in the circus, not the culture in wrestling.
You were always a pleasure to be around and fun. Like you were a good brother, which is all you can ask for as someone who has come in from somewhere else. And be like, hey, look at what I'm doing. Yeah. This is crazy. Huh?
I got a tremendous amount of respect for everyone, and so like I knew the writing was on the wall. I'm not having matches with Bronco and Lucian.
You can tell.
They're putting like Corbin and with them for 6-mans, and then Braun Breaker for the 8-man. I'm just on the side like, okay, where'd it go with the potato salad? Like weird. And then like I was gonna negotiate new contracts. I'm sitting at home like I have no leg to stand on. So I said, I'm not gonna just wait. I called John Cone like, hey, any word about any new deal? I'll get back to you. And I get a call. Like he's like, unfortunately, Sidney, we're gonna let your contract expire.
How much longer was there on the contract?
It was so bad. It was like a month or 2 left.
Okay.
And I had already put the earnest money down for my house, and my wife was pregnant. So it was like a weird time. And I had probably around like 60, 70 grand in the account. And a majority of that was for the home.
Sure.
And it was a conversation between my wife and I, like, should we not buy the house and lose out on the $10K that we put down for the lot, or do we just go on with it and bet on ourselves? I'm in the house now. It was rough. It was trying to figure out what was next, taking the indie circuit by storm. Very fortunate that Brett from GCW really believed in me and gave me a bunch of matches. So that was cool. But I was hot for a second. Then I realized that it doesn't stay that way on the indies. Just like this business, it's very sporadic.
Yeah, because now there's, as of this, there's more people getting cut.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool, now they're going to be the next for a while.
Have you seen The Longest Yard?
Yeah.
Football movie. It's the guy where, I forget his name, but he sucks in the movie. And they just recruited all the black guys to the team. And then he started crying like, now I'll never get to play. Every time there's a firing or some real good wrestlers get released, I say, no, I'll never get hired. so it's always funny. I'm like, please don't let people get fired right now. I need to get a job. They get fired. I'm like, that'll push me further back. But I'm very comfortable and confident about my skills for sure. But I like to laugh about it.
Of course.
That's the only thing you
have
can
to.
do. Yeah,
only thing you don't laugh, you cry.
Yep.
There's a quote that I saw recently that I really like, and it's like, you should laugh at every fart. Otherwise, your life will have the same amount of farts and a lot less laughter.
That's good.
It's good.
That's really good.
To wrap this up, I think it's really important to talk about, you were talking about, the house, the wife's pregnant, contracts running out, life. And it's so hard to balance wrestling and life, because to me, I go, well, then I'm just not going to get a house, and I'm not going to have a kid, and I'm not going to do boom, boom, boom. And then it's like, but then you're not living your life.
Yeah.
But because those contracts can end at any time, or at least fortunate enough to have it run out, but still a crappy situation.
Yeah.
It's hard to plan ahead. That's why I've always seen the benefit of the AEW, where you have a 3-year deal or a 5-year deal, whatever it is, and knowing like, okay, unless I do something pretty wrong, I'm getting this money.
Yeah.
And I can plan a life around this. I can have a 3 to 5 year plan.
Yeah.
That's something where I feel like wrestlers who have that are at such an advantage, whether they realize it or not.
Of course.
And the people who go through the PC need to understand that can end at any time, and you need to be able to move on, pick up your stuff, pick up your life, and keep moving forward. Otherwise, you're going to drown.
As difficult as some people can be in this business, you still have to find your group. Omos is
good brother.
Real good brother. I think doing this independent run, few good brothers that's really helped and kept me going and whatnot. He was the reason for my motivational speaking career.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he hinted at it, and it was something I wanted to do anyway, but my mind's not thinking of starting anything new. And so when he mentioned it, I hit the ground running. And luckily, I'm on pace for the next 12 months to make $100K off of motivational speaking.
Great.
So
There's money everywhere.
I mean, it's literally money everywhere. You just have to know where to look and not be afraid to walk through those doors.
Yeah. It's the yellow car theory. If you look for yellow cars, you can find them.
Yeah.
If you're not looking for them, you won't find them. If you're looking for money, you can find money.
Yep.
If you're looking for a poker table,
OC.
you can find a poker table.
Yeah.